on the digs.
Right.
Now, I didn't know the significance of pro-animo artorias.
Right.
But I did know the significance of artorias.
Right.
But not this first two.
So you knew that Artorias was a reference to Arthur?
Yes, yes. So anyway.
So was it easy enough to read once you'd lifted it up?
Yeah, I had to clean it off. There was oxides on it and all that, you know. But the imprint of that cross was still there. So, you know...
after you'd taken it out of the ground?
Yeah, it had been there a long time, like, obviously, for it to be there, the imprint of it.
Right. And I've got an aerial view of the church, Richard. Yeah. Would you just point out on there approximately where it's around about this point here? So inside the church, I guess this is another entrance here to the left.
Yeah.
So a little way in here. So how long did the dig last for?
But the dig itself, I think, lasted about a month, 5 weeks, I suppose.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right, Richard. And how many people were involved in the dig on a day-to-day basis?
There must have been about 6 or 8, I suppose.
Right.
Including Alan and...
Okay. And were you involved in putting the tarpaulin over the church?
No.
That was like contractors or something?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Alan has told the story about how there was a huge gale which kind of wrecked the...
Terrible.
So can you just explain that? Were you there when...
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right. And Alan said that there was some of the documents were found in nearby valleys and this kind of thing, because people actually brought them back. And
I suppose there was, there was documents there. They was on a tape, if I remember.
After you found it and took it out of the ground, who did you tell first?
There was a chap there called Martin Langford. The archaeologists. I don't think Alan was there. I think he was off site.
Yeah, he's told me that he wasn't there. He wasn't.
No.
He wasn't on the site. So just tell us how it then. Did you just tell us what happened after you got it out the ground?
Well, we were all excited looking at it, you know, and time went on. Alan came back on site. There was great excitement, wasn't it?
Right.
Especially with me when I found out what the significance of the cross was.
Right.
And it just went on from there, really. With the bloke with the camera, I know, he was there with a young lady. I forget her name anyway.
So they were filming the dig,
Right.
which incidentally Alan can't get hold of at the moment. That film has been sort of made unavailable.
Yeah, I didn't see it myself.
You didn't see it?
No.
I don't think anyone's seen it. What about the theory that Arthur's body is in that region somewhere? Do you go along with that, Richard?
Oh yeah, definite. If you read the Perseverance and everything, you know, it points to that. That's the area where he is, like.
Right. And do you think he's in the church or in the mound or
I
somewhere?
think he's in the mound myself, in the boat.
Right, the boat-shaped burial mound.
Yeah.
Right, which is not far from there. It's
right from here to the end of the street.
Can I just ask, did you get paid for your work on the dig?
No, I didn't.
You were voluntary?
No.
But I think the archaeologists were paid, were they?
I expect so, I don't
Right,
know.
okay. And did you have any involvement with Alan and Barham after that time?
Oh yeah. When some chap, I forget his name, he's from my state, he reckoned that that cross was planted there, you know, which it wasn't, definitely not.
Right.
Couldn't have been, impossible for it to be.
Yeah.
Because I know the imprint of that cross was in that earth. Now that couldn't happen if it was planted there.
Yeah. I mean, this is something which certain people have put out this information, and this guy from MySteg's obviously heard this from someone who's maybe trying to cast aspersions on it.
Well, the inference was I would have been involved in a scam, like, which I wasn't. I found the cross. I know what happened. No, it was there. For anybody to say that cross was planted there would have to be there and see, and even if they was there and seen, they wouldn't have made that statement.
Yeah.
You know, because oxides, they can't put oxides on it, can they?
Yeah.
You get it off stone and earth and all that. But there were.
Was there anything else of interest found on that site?
Not really.
Because I understand there was some human remains there.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Right. Okay. So this was some graves that were.
Yeah. Well, on a higher level, like, you know.
Right.
We went down past them, but it was all treated with respect, like, and that.
After the dig had finished, were you not frustrated that you couldn't dig down further and see if there was more artefacts? Do you think there might have been something more things there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Would you like to see an excavation of the mound?
Oh yeah, yeah, definite.
Right.
There's something of importance there for that church to be there, because that church was put there to honour whoever's in that mound, I think.
Right.
Who that is, I don't know.
Right.
It could be the
King Arthur.
King Arthur, could be.
Right. And what about further afield than that particular site, other than the church and the mound? Do you have any knowledge of any other sites, Richard?
Well, up in the forestry have covered a lot of evidence up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
For no other reason to grow trees, nothing
Right.
sinister about it, it's just that they grow trees there. But there's mounds all over the forestry up here.
Right.
There's a Roman fort there, there's an ancient British fort there, Bulwark, and it's all there. And there's a fort, like, what I have read, that the British were fighting a rearguard action, their family was going ahead of them, and they caught them at this place called Cwmlladfa, which means Valley of Slaughter.
Right.
In England. And right there, to the left, there's an ancient British fort.
What's your opinion of Alan Wilson in terms of a historian? Just give us a bit of background on what you know about Alan Wilson.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely brilliant.
And
He's got a mind like a computer. Yeah, so
Mhm.
you ask him anything. And he'll back up everything he says, mate.
Yeah.
Well, you can check.
They've had quite a lot of problems over the years in trying to get their work recognised.
Yeah.
What's your opinion of that? Have you got an opinion on why it's not being accepted?
Well, I think it's the English establishment, to be honest, historians and all that. And they won't sit down with Alan and discuss history.
Mm-hmm.
They won't. As he said, would you get in the ring with Mike Tyson? I've seen him on that. And he was right. Why don't they sit down and talk about it?
Yeah.
Because he'd lose them. And the other reason is because, in all fairness, Alan have slagged the royal establishment off, like, from Victorian times. Most of the stones is stolen, for want of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
All the stones in Wales. But why do they try to hide British Welsh history?
Mm.
They don't want us. They don't want us to cast a society.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're maybe worried that there'll be some sort of upsurgence of national identity, which they're going to lose part of their empire, maybe.
Yeah, a bit late for that now, isn't it?
Mm.
But you know, it's terrible what's been happening.
Mm.
I think the world of Alan, I got to be honest with you, and I haven't blinded my judgment on him because I like him or anything like that. It's just everything I have read, he backed up. Backed up. All right. He called German George. You know, the establishment don't like talk like that. They even said the German Queen, like Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah, I think.
And they don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's told me he is happy to speak to establishment people, and he is happy to go along with the current regime.
Yeah.
And not criticise the royals. He said that.
But late now, isn't it?
You know that what Alan says is he'd rather have Queen Elizabeth than President Cameron or President Blair.
Yeah.
He's saying that the royal is better than having.
Yeah, she does a good job, doesn't she?
Well,
Well,
I'll not make a comment on that, Richard. His historical research kind of undermines the royals, but at the same time, he realises that they ultimately are the power. Therefore, he's not going to get anywhere with his history unless it's accepted by them.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know. It's a bit of a job. Isn't
But
it?
there's an author called Adrian Gilbert who worked with
Yeah.
Alan and Barham on one of their books, The Holy Kingdom. I think that was the one that you showed me, wasn't it? You said that you had a copy of The Holy Kingdom.
Yeah, I got it in there. Yeah.
He's written a new book apparently, and what he's trying to do in that book is he's took Prince William's genealogy via his mother, Princess Princess Diana, and he's trying to find links to Arthurian monarchy through Diana. So they're trying to bring in and show that William, the future king, has got some British
Welsh.
Yeah. So now, why Adrian Gilbert's doing that is, you maybe ask him that. But I guess half of Wales could probably show that they're related to this heritage.
Well, I can take you 8 miles from here and introduce you to a chap who was Eve traced his lineage back to Iaston ap Crugan.
Right.
And he's a farmer.
Right.
So.
All right, Richard. Well, thanks for speaking to us. And Richard's kindly offered the use of a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So at some point later in the week, we're going to have a drive up to St Peters Church and maybe film the exact spot where you unearthed the electrum cross.
Yeah, it's not only that. You see the boat, but it's there. And somebody tried to say, "Oh, it's a sheep pen." Mm-hmm. Now, if it's a sheep pen, you don't have a narrow opening for the sheep to go in. Mm-hmm. You have a wide opening.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point.
All right.
And the road has been altered going to it.
Right. Well, we can film the mound as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for speaking to me today, Richard.
You're more than welcome.